Add the Keynesian to my chart as well. All right. So euro dollar, what I see basically right now, we have price action falling below this descending trend line. All right. Um, if you take a look at it, we had a very strong, impulsive, bearish movement with the euro, and it really started on October 24th. And pretty much after that, you could tell by the amount of red candles to the green candles that this was a one-way market um, going south. All right. So what I want to see is possibly short to euro. I do like that at a retest around that 35 level, 1.35. Um, for obvious reasons, as you can tell, price broke below this broken trend line. However, going to stay out of it because I feel like we're going to have a correction, all right, some type of correction towards the upside. So there is a good chance that price might break back above this trend line, negating this resistance level, all right? So for those that do see this and do want to jump in, I just hesitate a little bit because we have to have some type of pullback towards the upside, and that's basically what I'm looking for right now. All right, so pretty much staying out of euro, and if price do come back towards the upside, then looking towards this 4-hour Kijun combined with that 1.3645 level for a possible short entry. All right, take a look at pound dollar. Oh, and of course, if you guys have any specific pairs you want me to go over, then you can write it in the chat box, and I'll make sure to get to it when I go over the next pairs. All right. So pound dollar. Another reason why I am kind of skeptical on euro shorts is pretty much because price has been finding a support level, a horizontal support level. All right. So we can look at it like this. All right, and this is when we start using correlation when trading. We have euro dollar trading below is descending trend line. Pound dollar, however, is finding support. So if pound dollar breaks below this horizontal trend line around that 1.5915 level, then that's more confirmation for the euro shorts. And I'm pretty sure if pound breaks below this trend line, the euro is going to stay below its trend line. So there you go right there. And you could use this pound dollar as that confirmation for euro and for pound as well, taking both trades for short opportunities. All right. But we just want to make sure that um, euro is not a fake breakout. So if pound dollar starts climbing, then we can expect the same thing for euro and for euro to break back above that descending trend line. Like I said again, negating basically that short position. All right, but if pound dollar falls below, then we can look for possible shorts. All right, so let's just see what happened and how the market is gonna blow up. Okay, let me just 1 second. I know you guys can hear that. Okay, so let's take a look at Aussie dollar. Pizza? No pizza, no. Okay, should be better. So the Aussie dollar, I'm watching it around that 94 level, well, really that 93.88. Um, let's take a look at Aussie off a daily perspective. As you can tell, we are still in a bullish sentiment for Aussie. Don't really have a strong play unless price comes back towards the upside. All right. But right now, it's obvious on a 4-hour time frame, we are on a descending trend line, as you can tell right there. Zoom up a little bit more, back out a little more. So we do have Aussie Kiwi showing us that it's on a downtrend currently. All right, we have the future cloud bearish. We have price staying below the Kijun. We have the angle of the Kijun pointing towards the downside as well, showing us that the trend is valid right now. If you're looking to play Ozzy, do pretty much like it at this trend line. All right, I like it at this trend line for possible shorts, and what I like is for if the price breaks above the trend line and closes above, then you can look to get out with a minimal um, loss. All right, and unless we have a very impulsive bullish candle, I don't see um, odds of breaking above this trend line by more than 25, 30 pips anyhow. All right, but I definitely do like it for shorts around this current level, and that's pretty much what I see for Ozzy. No great setup, just a small trend line on a 4 hour time frame. I have a whole bunch of lines on the Kiwi. Let me just make this more simple. All these lines I do use for a reason though. Let me just delete this line. I like this line at 83.40 for Kiwi dollar. All right, that's been a level that price has found a lot of some resistance. It broke above, used that as some support, broke back below. So this might not be a critical level anymore, but I'm going to leave my horizontal trend line there just to see how price react towards it if indeed it comes back towards that. We also have this broken trend line offering some support. All right. So in my opinion, if we get that break below that trend line, then we can look at possible shorts for Kiwi dollar. All right. Don't really see any real eye-popping setup for Kiwi besides this descending trend line. Price has been respecting it. So if we can't get extra confirmation, might just stay out. Try to use Aussie as a correlation. Aussie is already at its descending trend line for some resistance. So let's just see how Kiwi dollar reacts to its levels for support, whether it's gonna break through or use it as support and climb towards the upside. Let's take a look at dollar Swiss. And don't forget, guys, if you have any pairs you want me to go over, don't be afraid to write it in the chat box and I'll go over it. I have dollar Swiss on my charts right now. A lot of people believe that we're going to have risk on this week. So interesting to see what happens. Um, I like playing levels. All right. Yen crosses and CAD crosses, Jason, no problem. I'll go over it after dollar Swiss. Um, if we can get a break above, and this probably looks better on a daily time frame, as you can tell with the dollar Swiss, all right, if dollar continues to climb, we can look for a break above that 91.70 level and look for possible longs with dollar Swiss and hopefully break above the daily cloud. All right, if we get that break above the daily cloud as well, then we could really be in store for a bullish run with the dollar. All right, so we're gonna keep our eyes on dollar Swiss for now. I definitely do like it. Um, just like it at higher levels. It's a clear, obvious descending trend line, providing some resistance. A break above, look for longs. If you're short and bearish dollar, then obviously you will look for shorts when it comes towards that trend line. Okay? Take a look at Euro yen. Don't really have no great setup for Euro yen. We have a trend line. Just want to make sure that this trend line does not go any deeper. Setup here. All right. We have an ascending trend line. Oh, in regards to Euro yen, Jason. Oh, okay. Well, in my opinion, price has been really bullish. All right, unless it breaks below this daily trend line, all right, and start trading within the cloud, I would be looking for long opportunities. All right, not because, well, mainly because of our daily setup. All right, on a 4 hour time frame, it shows us something different. On a 4 hour time frame, it basically shows us that price has been falling and it looks poised to break below the trend line. But the overall picture is telling us that price really has been finding some support at the trend line, and most recently, it found some support at the trend line combined with the daily cloud. So, in my opinion, I will be looking for long opportunities at the trend line. So anywhere around that 132.75 to 70 level, I'll possibly look to add a long position for your yen. Look at pound yen. Pound yen. I'll tell you right now, I see a similar thing. Not a fan of that trend line too much. But pound yen has been trading above the daily time frame. All right, it's been finding some support at the cloud as of recent as well. So should be looking for possible longs. If you take a look at it, this cloud providing a lot of support. All right, a lot of support is very thick. So in order for our sentiment to basically shift, we will really need to see impulsive candles breaking down within the cloud, and we haven't gotten that yet. So our mindset should not change until we see this pair start breaking down. And by the looks of it, it hasn't been breaking down. It's been finding a lot of clear support. Yeah, like Jason said, the cloud is providing pretty good solid support, and indeed it is. It's a very thick daily cloud. So in order for price to shift sentiment, going to take a lot of my opinion. So that negates what I'm looking at on a 4 hour time frame. So yes, price is trading below the 4 hour cloud, but looking at the overall picture, still looking for possible longs on pound yen. All right, this descending trend line, I could draw two trend lines. All right, I would want to break out towards the upside. All right, I want a continuation on pound yen for possible longs, with targets being a double top at 159.96. All right, so if we get that break above this trend line, we could look for possible longs on pound yen and have one of our targets with price as respected, and that's the most recent high. All right, that's what I have for pound yen. To look at dollar yen, I'm a fan of dollar yen for possible longs on a pullback. However, well, it broke above and pulled and retested, so that negates that. Let's see how price looks on the 4 hour time on the daily time frame. Let's see how Dalian shapes up. And we draw the same trend line from the yearly high. And there we go right there. Good look on Dalian. You pretty much figure out how you want to play it. Obviously, we have that 99 level providing some resistance, a break above it, and we will look to go long. All right. And I will be looking for a break above to go long, because if we get a break above that trend line, then we'll be breaking above the daily cloud as well. All right. Even though I'm not too sold on the cloud on the daily time frame, pretty much for the same reason. Well, pretty much because you just take a look at it. All right. Price has in and out, in and out. You can tell by the cloud that is going from bearish to bullish, very, very thin, basically telling us that there's been a lack of trend on the daily time period for dollar yen. So what I'm looking for is a clear breakout. Perhaps we could start, perhaps the pair could establish a trend thereafter, and we could start seeing the keys climb up and the future cloud point in the direction of the bulls. All right, so definitely looking for a break above this descending trend line for possible longs on dollar yen. Take a look at some CAD crosses. Let me see Euro Swiss before. I was keeping close tabs on Euro Swiss. Euro Swiss has some ways to go. Do like it. The possible longs, however. Alright. Big fan of Euro Swiss for longs. I like it, however, of a break above this trend line. Go back to the 4-hour time frame. I like it more if it breaks above that 123.60 all the way down to possibly 123. Well, just yeah, 123.60. Definitely a big fan of Euro Swiss if it breaks above that. Let's take a look at Euro CAD. Nice setup for Euro CAD for longs at current levels. Well, nope, it broke below. So Euro CAD pretty much has a similar setup to Euro Dollar. All right, so I see similarities with Euro CAD and Euro Dollar. All right, so you look for possible shorts, and you might want to look for a retest. But let's see if Pound CAD has a similar situation to Pound Dollar. So I know with Pound Dollar, let me go back and take a look at what we have for Pound Dollar as a setup. Oh yeah, okay, we had a horizontal trend line for Pound Dollar. Not really the case here with Pound CAD. Really don't have that similar setup. But we do have a supporting trend line in my opinion. So let's see how that plays out as well. All right, so with Pound CAD, you have an ascending trend line, probably extend this. All right, but I like it from here. So let's see if we get a break below. If we get a break below with Pound CAD, then that means that your CAD is probably going to end up falling, and you can look for possible shorts with that, Jason. I know you're looking for CAD crosses. All right, take a look at Aussie CAD. We're going to have a clear setup for Aussie CAD. You can tell. Let's see how it reacts to the Kijun. The daily Kijun seems like a pretty good indicator, and price respects it. Just looking at it with my naked eye. So let's see if that level could really hold up. All right, that 98.08 on the daily time frame. If it could hold up, then we could look at possible longs with dollar CAD as it remains above the cloud. All right, and we have this sending trend line as well to worry about. So we have two trend line support, but going more with the longer one than this one. All right, this could just end up falling through and going towards the longer trend line that's established. All right, so I'm gonna wait with Aussie CAD because it could pull back some more before going towards in our favor for possible longs. Okay. Does anybody else have any pairs you want me to go over? And I know Mike is looking for Aussie Kiwi possible longs too, guys. So let's just see how that works out. We had a really big gap towards the upside. Then we're waiting for a pullback. I see you typing Ace, so I'll wait for your request. Pound Kiwi, no problem. Bill, Pound Kiwi. Okay, so pretty much the first thing I could tell with Pound Kiwi, all right, slowly and chopping towards the downside. You have an ascending trend line right here, all right? Or see, I like to connect the bottom of the wicks at the very bottom. People like to put the deadlines right through, so it could be testing right now. However, I do like it for possible longs, and I like it more so around that 1.9215 level. All right. However, if it breaks below the trend line and the 4 hour cloud, all right, and makes that 4 hour close below, then look to get out. All right. If you're looking for shorts now, then obviously you want to get that break below this trend line, and you could look to go short on a 4 hour close below 1.9215. But it is a good setup in my opinion. All right, it's gonna be a classic setup for bulls and bears. All right, like I said again, Phil, if you're on the short side and you're waiting for a break below, if you're looking for possible longs, and you're gonna long it at the bottom um, of this flat Kumo and along with the trend line and put your stops below the trend line. All right, euro dollar on the monthly and weekly, and silver and gold. All right, no problem. Right now we have your dollar on the four. I know you said monthly and weekly. Just wanted to point out that your dollar right now retesting that trend line. So let's see what happens with that. When I look at weekly, I like to add a few moving averages. So I'm gonna put this moving average 200 really mostly. All right. All right. So basically, on the weekly, we have strong support, as you can tell right here with the weekly Kijun and the 200 SMA. All right, at like that 133 level. So we could watch that as a strong support level for euro dollar, and that's on the weekly time frame. Let me see what it is. Even well, at one, and it's funny because we have. I'm going to weekly pivots now. 133.18 is the support for euro dollar as well. All right, so we had that 133.18. All right, 20 estimates at 133.11. The Kijun's at 133 basically. So we have a lot of strong support around that 133 on euro dollar in my opinion. And taking a look at the month, we're still below on a daily time frame. On the monthly time frame, if you want to take a look on the monthly, if you're looking for a huge swing towards the upside, get a break above, it's gonna have to be 1.39. It's about 400 pips away, but you get that break above, then you can look really to hold on to that trade. On the flip side, if you look for a break below 1.30, another almost 500 pips away, then it could be a huge swing towards the downside. All right, let's take a look at silver. I have a whole bunch of lines for silver. All right, I don't usually go over um, silver that much, so I can only really dictate the sentiment, in my opinion, for you, Ace. So obviously, we have a clear ascending trend line that will provide support for silver futures around that 21 level. All right, price has really failed to break above the cloud. Funny enough, see how it penetrated the cloud and really just been finding some resistance. Really has found it tough to break above the cloud and shift sentiment bullish. All right. And after what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 days of really um, not too much liquidity in trading silver, we had a huge bearish, um, impulsive bearish candle on a daily time frame on the 31st of October. All right. So let's see if this daily Kijun will hold up for support. If not, we could see that break below and possibly see a retest from this ascending trend line, which starts at the yearly low going towards the upside. Okay, and let's look at gold before we wrap it up. Similar to silver, gold pretty much has that same setup. All right, um, but sort of broke above its cloud, and that's why we like correlation because we've seen silver and how it was struggling to break above its daily cloud. If you take a look at gold by itself and you realize, okay, well, gold broke above, but silver is hesitating, and that's why I look for the extra pair for the extra confirmation before taking a trade. All right, so pretty much we have gold right now, finding that support at at 1305 basically. All right, delete this trend line. If it breaks below this 4-hour cloud, has been finding it difficult over the last few hours. But if it does break below the cloud and also the daily Keysian, then you can see a retest around 1285. And if it breaks below that, then you can look at possible shorts on gold and silver futures. All right. All right, guys. Well, um, definitely hope that I was able to answer all your questions and assist you. If you are looking to have a good month, I know last month was kind of rough, so definitely looking forward to bringing things back up to speed. All right. Like I said again, thank you for joining me in this weekend webinar, and I'll be making the Ichimoku daily video on Tuesday. So stay tuned. And if you have any questions, then you can find me in the live trading room. Just ask me any questions. All right. Once again, thank you for joining me, and as always, good luck trading, everybody. Cheers.